911, what's your emergency?
The following content is graphic, emotional, includes dark humor that may not be suitable for all listeners. Discretion is advised. These stories are based on real-life EMS, military, and healthcare experiences. Calls are real, providers are real, names and details have been changed to protect privacy. They may be disturbing to some and are definitely inappropriate for HR department. Any medical or mental health discussion is personal experience, not protocol. Use your damn brain. Follow your local guidelines, and when in doubt, call med control. If you're struggling, don't do it alone. Talk to someone, a coworker, a friend, a therapist, or hell, reach out to me. I'll answer. Need help right now? Text or call 988 or visit 988lifeline.org.
We all have this is what a good medic is. This is what a good cop is. This is what a good nurse is.
Yep.
So what did you originally believe being a good medic required from you before actually getting into this?
I believe that this had to be everything. Everything. I mean, you had to eat, sleep, read the EMS. You had to be constantly in the textbooks, constantly in the studies. And while that isn't necessarily a bad thing to be informed and educated, again, this cannot be everything that you are. You had to become a soldier in your own right. You had to, and this was your cause. This was everything that you were. There was nothing. And it that's not feasible. It's not feasible at all. You had to get every call right. You had to know every diagnosis. You had to know everything, every little thing about the human body. And again, these are not necessarily bad things, but the cost of knowing of finding this and knowing this can't be everything. You know
It's
what
astronomical.
I mean? Yeah, it's astronomical.
And you know, I pride myself on this is during the whole sabbatical we were talking about with our company. I wound up leaving around the same time to go offshore, and wound up learning quite a bit more. Uh, and as you said, the whole studying is not a bad thing, but you have to make sure you take breaks. You keep hobbies going. You have to have outlets. And just everybody remember that, you know, you can dedicate yourself to this line of work, but don't dedicate your life to this work.
Right, right. That being said, I also want to note for the moms here too that could be watching, or parents in general, like you also have to find something outside of your kids. Like that can't be everything too. You have to make that time for yourself, and I'm just gonna throw that out there because that's also very important. Obviously, we Chris, you're a parent too. You know, like they are, they are the center of your world, and but balancing the home and the work and the self, the things that you do for yourself to keep yourself grounded, to remind yourself who you are, like finding that balance is very difficult. But it is worth every minute that you do it. The work.
And when it comes to that, you know, we all have apologies that we have to say in the end, and truths. Sometimes that's one of the hardest things we do after realizing all this. So what was the apology or truth that was hardest for you to say to everybody?
For me, obviously the initial truth of like something is wrong, something is acknowledging that, but both with myself and admitting it to people was difficult. But I remember with my daughter, my oldest, because she suffered a lot of the temper and the consequences. Um, Nothing illegal, but she did suffer the lack of understanding, and I still to this day have to catch myself every now and again. I'll also sit down and be like, hey, I'm sorry. If I react poorly, I make sure to tell her that I'm sorry. And one day, because she's not quite old enough yet to understand, but one day we are going to sit down and have a long conversation about the whole thing. And I plan on joining therapy at some point with her. Both of them really, but her in particular because of what she endured during all of that. I don't want, obviously, down the road, I don't want that lingering resentment. My husband, every time, like he's got the patience of a saint, him, and I do my best if I like to be aware of, like, hey, this was something that happened during an episode. I still will apologize, because at the end of the day, even though you have these diagnoses, you are still responsible for what you say and do while you are under that, and you have to take accountability for what you do while you're in there. And it's up to people, it's up to the people around you if they want to, forgive or understand that, but you have to push forward and acknowledge it. You have to make that first step with them.
If you think it's too heavy to say it anyway. It beats a eulogy. You don't have to apologize for surviving however you can. You're not the reason things are heavy. You're the reason they're still moving. Need support right now? Reach out to me. Reach out to somebody. Text or call 988 or visit 988lifeline.org. You're not alone. Not in this job. Not in this fight. Want to share your story or connect? Visit critical-run.com or message the Facebook page, Dispatched and Dysfunctional. We're building this for you, for them, for all of us.